You know, when you plug a cable into your TV at home, it's a pretty simple one-to-one relationship. You connect point A to point B and you have a picture.
Right, it just works.
Exactly. But if you look behind the walls of a stadium or a government control room, that simple cable turns into this like sprawling nervous system.
Oh, for sure. And the leap in technology between those 2 points is, well, it's where the invisible infrastructure of our modern world really lives.
Right. So today we are doing a deep dive into that exact nervous system using an equipment catalog from HDTVSupply. They're a 25-year industry veteran.
Yeah, they've been around a long time.
So we are starting with just one camera in one single room and then following the data all the way to massive federal control centers.
Which is quite the journey, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. So looking at the starting point in the catalog, we have the Epiphan EPI-ESP1905 Lecture Capture Plus bundle. It's a bit of a mouthful.
It really is.
But it comes with 2 EC20 PTZ, so pan-tilt-zoom cameras. But what really stands out to me is the software's ability to composite video over motion backgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to me, it feels like a high-end Twitch streaming setup, just sort of repackaged for corporate trainers or academics, you know?
Right, yeah, it is very similar. And the underlying goal is identical. It's cognitive retention.
Meaning just keeping people awake.
Basically, yeah. I mean, when a viewer watches a static single-angle web call, their brain easily zones out.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Exactly. But adding motion backgrounds and multi-camera switching, it forces the visual cortex to stay actively engaged.
Okay, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
But having a polished, multi-camera feed is kind of useless if you can't actually get it out of the room.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, how do you take that massive 4K video file and just blast it across a 50-acre corporate campus without the network completely crashing?
Well, that limitation is exactly what brings us to the next tier of hardware, which is the matrix switcher.
Right.
The catalog highlights their Wolfpack line, and that relies on what we call AV over IP.
Wait, what is AV over IP actually doing differently than just like a regular long cable?
So instead of forcing an uncompressed, heavy video signal down a traditional HDMI cable, AV over IP chops that 4K video up into tiny data packets.
Oh, like downloading a file?
Exactly. Just like sending an email or downloading a file, it routes it over a standard computer network.
Wow.
And that is how these systems can scale to an astonishing 160 by 160 routing capacity.
Meaning 160 different video sources being routed to 160 different screens simultaneously.
Yeah, exactly.
That is wild. They use their sports bar TV systems as the prime example of this, right? Distributing 4K video to 160 TVs, integrating with DirecTV, and all controlled by a Wolfpad app on a standard tablet.
Right, it looks incredibly simple on the surface.
But how is that actually functional? Like, 160 streams of 4K video is a massive tidal wave of data.
It is.
So if a busy bartender just drags an icon on an iPad, what is physically stopping those data packets from colliding and creating bottlenecks and just, I don't know, crashing the entire system?
Well, the tablet is just a remote control. I mean, it's not doing the heavy lifting at all.
Oh.
The matrix switcher itself is doing the work. Think of it like a high-speed postal sorting facility.
Right.
You've got millions of packets pouring in, and the switcher's internal processors are instantly reading the digital addresses on those packets.
And just firing them off.
Exactly, redirecting them to the exact right screen without a single traffic jam. So the bartender sees a simple drag-and-drop interface, but the hardware is managing millions of micro-routing decisions per second just to hide all of that complexity.
Wow. And because that hardware is so incredibly robust, it creates this really strained overlap.
How so?
Because the exact same massive video routing technology required to show every Sunday football game at the bar is apparently vital for high-level government operations.
Oh, yeah, it is. The catalog lists all these specialized purchasing channels, things like TAA-approved products, federal GSA schedules, and the NASA CEP program.
NASA? Wait, really?
Yeah, these are highly strict federal procurement pipelines.
So wait, you're telling me the exact same gear running the local sports bar is running NASA?
Well, I mean, not necessarily the exact same plastic casing or consumer branding, right? But the underlying silicon, the core routing architecture, absolutely.
That is mind-blowing.
Yeah, a matrix switcher doesn't care about the content. It doesn't know if it's routing a football game or, a live telemetry feed from a space station.
It just moves the data.
Exactly. It just knows it needs to move heavy 4K data flawlessly with absolute zero latency 24 hours a day.
Well, we have traced quite the path for you today. We started in a single room with a 2-camera Epiphan lecture bundle, and we followed those network cables all the way up to 160-screen Wolfpack matrices powering local sports bars and federal agencies alike.
The invisible infrastructure is literally everywhere once you know how it actually works.
It really is. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Next time you are in a massive public venue, take a look at the sheer number of screens around you.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
If a single tablet interface can now flawlessly manage 160 unique 4K displays simultaneously, well, how long until our increasingly screen-filled smart homes require a commercial-grade AV matrix just to manage our daily media consumption?
It's a good question.
Are we all going to need that massive pulsing nervous system hidden behind our own living room walls?